Ruthie, thank you for having us here at Kayla's Kindness Garden right here in Fox Mill in St. Charles. Excited to chat with you today and just learn a little bit more about Kayla's Hope. We actually got a chance to connect with you through our March Madness giveaway. Thank you to the Yukon Huskies for winning the entire March Madness as a 5th seed, which led us to providing a small donation to the foundation. And we wanted to take it a step further and just get to know you and Kayla's story and just really double down on that. So I guess first and foremost, thank you for having us and chatting with us.
Thank you.
If you don't mind just sharing a little bit about Kayla and how it got to this point here 5 years later, all the things you've accomplished we'll dive into.
Okay. Kayla was our daughter who ended her life 2 days after her 15th birthday. An overachiever, a beautiful girl, a violinist who did not like being sick.
Yeah.
She was diagnosed with depression in 2017, in and out of inpatient and outpatient twice, on meds, did not like meds, even though it was helping her greatly. Right. Did not like them to control her, and ultimately didn't want to suffer anymore.
Sure.
And that's what happened. So about a year after that, we decided that, honestly, I didn't want her memory to die. I didn't want people to forget about her, and we decided to start the foundation selfishly because of that, to be honest with you. My first and foremost was that. Obviously, over time, that was not the forefront and the reason why we did this. Yeah. We wanted to help other people. I did not want anyone to go through what our family went through. It's the hardest thing ever to go through, and I didn't want people to suffer through that. I didn't want another child to go through that and suffer alone. So we started the foundation, and we started giving back. At the very beginning, I think I wanted to go out and save the world. I wanted to go out, I wanted to donate money to research and all these big glamorous things. And a very wise uncle of my husband's reached out and said, you know what, let the big guys do that stuff. Sure. Let the big guys, the big corporations do that thing. You should concentrate mostly on your local environment. And that's what we did. And it was the wisest thing that he could have ever told me. We reined it back, and we started to concentrate on here. Yeah. In Kane County, honestly. So we started off with the Scholarship Foundation, where we provided 4 $1,000 scholarships to 2 St. Charles East and 2 St. Charles North students, graduating with music or literature backgrounds. After the first year, we realized that getting people literature and music is really hard to do. So then we branched out and added psychiatry and psychology to that, being that we felt like when Kayla was struggling, we couldn't find help. It took months, I mean, probably a good 6 months to even get an appointment.
Incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So we added that, which has been a huge success over the last few years. We've had more psychologists, psychiatry, social worker kids that's what they want to go into, which it's applaud to these kids these days. They want to help other people. They're around it. They acknowledge it, that there is a mental health issue in our world, and to want to go into those fields is just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And especially when it's teenagers that are thinking about future people their age that they can impact 10, 15, 5 years down the road, right. To be able to influence them and just give them another, kind of jolt to their enthusiasm for that kind of field is really powerful. Right. It's as much about the financial aspect of it as it is the ability to encourage them to keep going down that path, which is amazing. And I know, a lot of what's talked about in your organization, a lot of organizations similar, is messaging to people that are going through mental health issues that they're not alone. They have those support and resources. And one of the things that always stood out to me as I was looking more into Kayla's Hope when we when UConn won the title and
Yeah.
we donated to you, was it's okay to not be okay.
Yep.
And that tagline that, you know, continues to kind of resonate through Kayla's Hope. And what do you hope when you put that on Facebook and when you talk about it, what do you hope that means to someone going through something similar, or even the parents or anyone?
Yeah, you know, I honestly, normalizing mental health issues is one of our goals, to make it so that a child or even an adult feels like they can share what's going on inside of them, such as they do when you have a physical ailment. You go to a doctor or you go to a dentist. It would just be so incredible if people felt like, hey, you know what? I'm a little sad today, or I'm a little off today, and feel that they can go to a counselor or go seek, you know, someone within their church or a friend or a mental health professional without feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have these things. And if we say we don't, we're not being truthful, honestly. Every single family has someone in there that needs support and help.
Sure.
And I wish that we would just talk about it a little bit more than we do, a lot more than we do.
Sure.
You know, so it's okay to not be okay is just the tagline that we use.
Yeah, it's almost something to just get off your chest in a
Right.
way. Like, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
Like, that is powerful in itself,
Right.
just the phrase alone. So
Exactly.
that's why it stuck with me, just watching different things about the organization and your impact. And it's safe to say the backdrop of today, you know, being right here, local in your community, and having the ability to put together this garden. Tell me about the idea of that and what's over the last 5 years, you know. The goal here, of course, to give a little backstory is that you can bring a painted rock that's got a bright message on it, or, you know, smiley face emoji or something simple, but you can also take one as well.
Right.
You've had a lot of people come through and donate. We have some with us today. So what does this mean to you, and what do you hope this grows into in the future?
It was a vision started, I guess, during COVID. We had a lot of time, but there was some beautiful friends of ours that started painting rocks, and they would drop them along the pathways through here. Just, you know, you're going to be okay. It's all right. You know, positive affirmations of we're going to get through this. And they would drop them along the area, and they would leave them on my doorstep as well a few times. And so we started painting rocks, and I started there's a little tiny little garden across the street from our house in our cul-de-sac that I just started painting just a few rocks just for Kayla. She was a penguin lover, so we have a penguin rock, or we have like the saying that was important to her or something. And it's around this tree there. And that was my little rock garden that I just kind of started.
Sure.
And then after that, I was like, maybe we should do something bigger. And so this was the idea, is to let's create a rock garden. And yes, like you said, people can bring a rock, drop it, or they can take a rock and give it to someone else, or, you know, just back and forth positive affirmations of wonderful things. It was approved right next to the gazebo where my daughters used to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what this has become. And it's very exciting. Every year we paint rocks at the community center on her birthday. And it's like a birthday party for Kayla, and the whole community and outside the community comes and paints rocks, and they can take them if they want. If they leave them, we put them in the rock garden.
Yeah.
And we have to constantly replace them because, you know, the weather kind of ruins the rocks over time.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
So, yeah, it's
Well,
good.
it's amazing how 5 years of going from a small garden and rocks being left on your front stoop to this, and, you know, going forward, just the impact that you're going to have.
Yeah.
But to look over the last 5 years, you know, at some point the financial impact is huge because it allows you as an organization to do more, host more events, get in front and share Kayla's message and Kayla's Hope's message. What does that mean to you to have so many people that are, you know, putting time and their financial equity into what you're trying to accomplish now and go forward?
It's huge. It's really humbling, to be honest with you. As a family, my husband and I both sometimes are taken back about the generosity of the people in this area. But I think people are compassionate about our loss. they care about our family. But not only that, I think through social media in this area, they are seeing the impact that we are having upon our church where we give to. Shepherd's Heart, we give money to them for people that can't afford counseling that come in. We give to our school systems as far as like the music department. We provide a lot of money there. We give to suicide prevention services in Batavia. We were able to make an impact, a financial impact for these people.
Right.
So I think that, again, through social media, a lot of people in this Kane County area grew to know Kayla's Hope and what we were trying to do, and they in turn decided, you know what, we want to help too, and they did, and they have. We're blessed. Yeah. We're very blessed with the friendships that we have, and the amount of people out there that care about mental health and want to help do something about it.
Yeah. Well, and you said the first initial thought in Kayla's Hope was to have Kayla's memory live on. Yes. And just everything you just said, in a lot of ways, knowing she was so involved in the arts and in music and was a stellar student and had a diverse network of friends. Yes. And just loved to travel, was very into so many things. All those organizations you just mentioned, you've impacted over the last few years, and during peak times of COVID, when mental health was such a there was such a lens on mental health, but no resources. It just speaks to her memory in general in addition to that. So kaylashope.org, there's a donate section there. You can get involved there, all over social media, at Kayla's Hope Foundation on Instagram, search Kayla's Hope on Facebook. You can get all to all those places off of kaylashope.org. I know we did the donation back in March, and we're doubling down on that today and donating even more today.
Oh, that's nice. Thank
you. So we're excited to do that. And we have these beautiful rocks as well that some folks through our team painted. So we'd like to add those to the garden if that's great with you.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
This was so enjoyable. I just love shedding light on, it's easy to donate funds, and that's very impactful and important. But if you can take it a step further and get to know the people behind the mission and behind Kayla, it's just that much more special. So we're excited to share this with everyone, and just hope it leads to a ton more impact going forward.
Thank you.
All our best
going
forward.
Much. Thank you. Thanks.